Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Welcome to Inside Time, Eric. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk about Tesla again. We started this report about 5 months ago, roughly 5% gross return since that primary trend flipped down, but it's got a lot of people thinking, why is this not moving anywhere? Sometimes that's what happens when you're moving through the evolution of the trade. The primary trend doesn't really take off to the downside or to the upside. In this case, it's to the downside. And it's hard to attract attention here when everyone's trading meme stocks that are moving up 25% in a day. That's a gunslinger's death over there. We're going to stay out of that. We're going to talk about what the computer shows us as it moves through flips and alignments and energy movements and then primary trend decline rather than just thinking what some guy on the internet is posting. We're going to talk about this one in an open forum today, a little open review report update. Really, this is a report. This is part of the series of the Tesla report. And we're just going to say, give a chance to have an open discussion about what's taking place and what the invisible hand is saying in terms of Tesla. So let's start it out like we normally do. We'll head over to the primary trend. This is green boxes are up moves. You can see they're powerful. That's when everyone gets excited. Then you go into an unshaded region. That's a down move, and that's what we're currently in. They're less exciting. And it's hard to short the stock market in general. We're going to talk about what's driving Tesla and what else we're looking at just other than the trend itself. But this is 5 months down and 5% growth. So this is not doing much. But we're currently at 178.08. And if we go take a look at the reversals here, pull out the weekly reversals and copy them over into a computer generated chart. This is what the computer does for us. And we can see the air pockets. We're just above that reversal that the computer identified at 172, 176. It's pretty important. I'd say if that gets lost to the downside, this is going to fall fairly fast about a 111. That's down in here, and that's this air pocket. There's another air pocket, and it could also go up to an air pocket that's above it, and we could go from 178 to 232. You can see that handle right up there. It could fill that as well. These are all possibilities. So we try and look at the cycles. We try and look at energy. Energy doesn't exist specifically for Tesla, but we know the cycles. There's nothing that's extended on the daily here. Here's the weekly cycles. They're just blue. That's 20 weeks up, 24 days up, 20 weeks down. The primary trend is 5 months down. None of these are overly extended, so this is a tough play to call a reversal to the upside. I know everyone's screaming, go buy the meme stocks, but I don't think Tesla's really a meme stock. It's going to be sensitive to the economy, and we talk about the economy in the ES report, and that is saying, hey, pay attention here. The economy is not what it seems. We're about ready for a transition, and that transition is going to catch everyone flat-footed, or at least anyone who's not has got their eyes closed, I guess. So you walk out in the real world, you can have a good sense of what's happening out there. But we're not going to talk about that particularly. But that's the backdrop that Tesla is operating in. The daily trend looks like this. This is what you poke at a stick and say, "Come on, do something." This is got some of the look of an inverted heads and shoulders that might turn the market, and it's stuck at that reversal that we flagged, or the computer flagged, at 172, 176. That's right about in there. It's from here to here. It's not this big double line there. It's in between there, and it's somewhere, and that's what the computer is holding on to, or at least that's what price is holding on to for now. If we lose that, then we're going to drop into another reversal. So we take a look at energy. Well, the first place we'll look is the NASDAQ 100 energy build. It's currently 16, -5 and -32. It's come up from the low. That's a little bit of an encouragement as we've come back down, but it's not an extremely bullish environment. And as we talk about in the ES report, we're heading for a bearish cycle for the economy. And we talk about what that means for the stock market in general, including the NASDAQ 100, which then is going to push around Tesla. We don't have an energy build for Tesla because it's an individual stock and they don't trade futures and options, but no futures contract for this one that's out there. So you have to kind of infer what the risks are. This is kind of a neutral reading. So then we click out to the Pro Index, which was right here, the column BM, and your download your matrix, go into the Trend CO tab. Click that link there. You're going to get this chart. A couple things we're noticing is that market is trying to base out and turn, and there's more buying that's taking place on the retail side than on the professional side. So this is not really revealing too much, and that leads us to what conclusions? And that's the same one we've been looking for, is we're poking it with a stick and say, come on, do something. There's a lot of cross currents, and before you put your head on the desk and assume that the short side is a failure, perhaps it's not going to work out. I doubt it's going to be a failure that crushes everyone, because the computer will say it's time to leave this position. But we're going to be watching this energy build, and we're most importantly going to be watching, well, we're going to watch this energy build right here. If it starts to roll over again as we trade sideways on Tesla, that's going to be a problem. It's relatively neutral, bearish bias, so to speak, but this would have to collapse downward. But we're going to watch this trading range here, and we're going to watch this reversal in particular, this 172 to 176 region, currently at 178. You lose that and fall below, there's a pretty fast air pocket. Notice how fast price moves through air pockets. It started to go, and then Tesla announced something that said it was far more than a car company, and then everyone believed it, but it's still not taking off from that gap, and that's the problem. It's having a hard time pulling away from it, and then this magnet, which is down here at 111, is pulling pretty hard. So we're going to watch that pretty close. If these get knocked out, or if the computer finds another reversal, anyone who subscribes to the matrix can download the matrix, can go look at the trends tab, see a reversal CO tab here, and you can find out if the computer's finding anything new. There's daily reversals, there's weekly reversals, and then there's monthly reversals. We're just talking about the weekly ones. Those tend to be the most significant, and monthly are the most significant, but they don't show up that often. So these are the ones that show up, and so we're paying attention. If this gets knocked out, this is going to fall pretty quick. And the concern lies is that the economy is really starting to deteriorate. We talk about that in the ES report in terms of the function that it has in terms of the stock market in general, of which Tesla is a big part of that. So I'd watch that and watch that report updates for better understanding what's taking place in Tesla. We're going to keep an eye on energy of the NASDAQ 100, as well as the energy for the overall stock market, which is down here in the regular trends tab, and it's currently 24, minus 39, and minus 46. That minus 39 is an improvement, but anything below 40 gets to be a concern. So if that starts to deteriorate, then Tesla is going to be at risk. And that's the things that we're going to really pay attention to. For now, we're just poking it with this stupid stick, and everyone's probably freaking out because this is a poor position in the evolution of the trade so far. But this is not over yet, and this has to release itself. And I have a hunch that if this starts to deteriorate, most people are stuck in the meme stock world, which is pom-poms and cheerleaders and gunslinging. They're not going to adapt to the right direction. And they're going to herald everybody as being the best traders in the world for throwing out GIF files and stupid things that are out there, instead of following true discipline, which is an understanding of the fractal trends, which involves price and time cycles, as well as the energy cycles for the overall stock market, and things from that, volatility cycles. These are things we're going to talk about. This is going to help us stay on the right side of the trade, rather than just guess and wait for the talking icons out on social media to tell us what to do. That doesn't really work in the long run. Tesla is just it remains a core short position in terms of the computer. We'll see if that flips, and we'll see if that changes. We'll see if this starts to show compression. At huge compression, which is a marker right here, it'll be a down arrow in COM, is usually an indication that this thing is ready to move. We're not seeing any of that. This is just a market that's in consolidation. It's in an uptrend versus on the daily, but the downtrend on the weekly and monthly is a misalignment. That tells us that we're in cost building or consolidation, and anything that realigns this down again is going to put it into markdown. That's a focus of the trends. This is not focused yet, but the easiest path for focusing this particular, for Tesla and this particular composite trend, will be to the downside, and I don't think many people are ready for that. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching. We'll update this again brightly in the closed report update section the next time when we see something interesting.